How beautiful is that, folks?
Hello.
A nice breeze came into our office to display to you the glory of the Kazakhstani flag.
It is truly
And
beautiful.
There's a story to be told here. We're going to get to it. This is the quad pod, though, if you're unfamiliar.
Yes.
Today we have a few things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
As always, if you're unfamiliar, we basically go through a few news headlines from the past week here.
Yeah.
And something that's been going on for the past 2 weeks, and they'll actually be recently over by the time this episode releases, which is unfortunate, but the Winter Olympics.
Yes, it's been huge. It's been circulating in the media for
a
little bit now.
I should say that this is like the first Olympics that I've actually watched pretty extensively and have enjoyed a lot.
Really?
It is, yeah.
Which ones have you been enjoying?
I've kind of just been watching whatever they have like on I think like NBC, Peacock, because they do like the primetime coverage every night. So I've been watching a little bit of it all, and I should probably explain. So the Kazakhstan flag. so like I said, there's a little bit of it's not even that interesting story, but okay. Over the past weekend, I was watching the Olympic coverage with my girlfriend, and it happened to be men's figure skating.
Yeah.
And I've never really thought of myself to be a figure skating fan.
Yeah.
But I was watching it, and those guys were tearing it up on the ice. They really were. And one in particular, who I should actually look up his name to give him his due respect.
Yeah.
But a Kazakhstani won gold in men's figure skating.
That is honestly quite shocking. I mean, I'm not too well versed in Olympics. As much as you've been watching it, I have actually not been as much. I just didn't know I didn't know any of the sports. Like, I was so out of the loop. I didn't even know the Winter Olympics was happening until it already started. Like, I felt behind.
Yeah, no, it's kind of tricky because you almost need like Peacock to watch it these days, or cable. It's one of those things. So I understand.
Yeah.
But his name is, I really do apologize. I'm probably not going to pronounce this correctly. Mikhail Shidorov.
Okay, yeah. Well,
One
congratulations.
Congratulations. And I've owned this flag for a few years now.
Yeah, you walked into the office and saw this big flag up here.
We're doing Flag of the Week henceforth, so
yeah.
maybe be ready for that on the podcast. But guys, did you know that boiled horse is the national dish of Kazakhstan?
I didn't. We were talking about this a little bit before, and I never would have even imagined that is a dish until now. What part of the horse do you think you boil?
The breast.
The breast?
I mean, I don't know.
Is there
the parts of a horse you would have to think are kind of similar? Or maybe not a breast, maybe like a fillet. But then again, I don't know what part of the body that's from.
I can't tell you. Yeah, I don't know enough about the horse.
Because wait, this is actually a good question. When you're eating a steak, what part of the cow does that come from? I don't know. I don't know.
The strip.
So it kind of doesn't matter.
Is it like horse sirloin? There's got to be, honestly.
Probably.
Well,
if you phrase it to me that way, I would. I mean, look, I would try it regardless.
Yeah,
I would.
I would happily try both.
I know there's a thing. People might have the thing of, oh, it's a horse, and we draw the line at a certain place, but do we though?
Do we honestly?
Do we really?
If a horse was sat in front of you, not the actual animal, but the meal of boiled horse, of horse fillet, you would try it. Let's all be honest here, guys.
You can't really look me in the eye and tell me that you wouldn't.
They
also eat camel.
Camel,
and this is according to Wikipedia.
So yeah, take that with a little grain of salt.
But I found Wikipedia to be pretty trustworthy in my days.
Most of the time. That's the whole thing. I feel like growing up, it was always like Wikipedia is the devil, and then
I never understood. I feel like
I've gotten older,
I feel like Wikipedia is pretty reliable.
I guess it's just a sense of like anyone can edit it.
Yeah.
So but as I've gotten older, I've used Wikipedia more and more for like random stuff, like wondering what the national dish of Kazakhstan is. And
now we all know, and we're better for it.
And we're better for it.
We're better for it.
Would you eat boiled horse?
Let us
know in the comments what you think.
We've had some really great growth in channel, and we love it. But we want to get more engagement in the comments.
Get a little more engagement, yeah.
Comment, yes, I would eat boiled horse if you would eat boiled horse.
Did you see the one comment? I wish I had the username up, but it was so funny. It was the one where we were talking about the National Prayer Breakfast. And the comment said, the National Prayer Breakfast is a stroke fest for the conservatives.
I did see that. That was a really good one.
That was a good comment.
If that is your comment, thank you, sir.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
Quick shout out.
So going forward with the Olympics. So our first actual story
yes.
of the day. This is a pretty good one. I don't know if you, prior to me mentioning it before we started recording, had you heard of the curling controversy?
Yeah, with
With Canada.
Canada. So I had seen like the photo, and that's about it. That's
Yes.
all I've seen, and I know that like I don't know how the rules work. I can imagine that is a clear violation of the rules.
So I'm glad you brought that up, Casey, because here's the thing: neither of us know much at all about the sport of curling. I will say, I find it pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
I have enjoyed watching it. It's funny because multiple nights in a row, I've been at home and like it'll be on the TV, and like I'll be watching it like with my dad, and we're both locked in on it, and my mom will come and she'll be like, "This again."
I can imagine y'all a few brewskis deep watching curling.
Actually, not even, but I should though.
Well, explain the controversy though for those who aren't aware.
So whether or not you like curling, that's a different thing
That's
entirely.
totally
But I find this to be kind of funny. So the controversy is that the Canadian curling team, specifically a curler named Mark Kennedy, was accused by the Swedish team of, I think they call it double tapping, which if you've seen the video, and maybe we can get a picture up here or something, more or less in curling, and again, I'm not a curler, you're not a curler, but to my knowledge, when you release the stone, you can't, like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, touch it again or, like, kind of, like, interfere with it. He was kind of, or seemingly, right?
Seemingly.
Releasing the stone and, like, nudging it
with his fingers,
very slightly with his fingers. And he was accused by the Swedish curling team of doing this, and he told them twice, quote, "You can f*** off." And this happened like on the ice.
On the ice?
It's recorded. So
has anything happened from it yet?
So no, as far as I'm aware, he hasn't been like reprimanded or anything by like the official kind of like curling body or the Olympic body, but he did not appreciate being called out by and I just think it's funny because these are like two countries that you'd probably least expect to be involved in like a expletive filled curling.
If two countries were going to be in like a curling controversy though,
like it's not above like us, like the US. I wouldn't be surprised, but
wait, do you know if they won?
I don't know if it's fully. I don't know if the gold medal's been handed out yet.
Oh no! I mean that match.
That
match. I don't know enough about curling to know.
Canada won that match actually.
Okay, so that is a bigger ripple then.
Canada won 8-6. Now I will say, and there's another article here that I was looking at. I'll get it pulled up again. So this is from Wired. This article is written by Martin Sismar. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah. For Wired. And he's writing this actually from the perspective of he's like an amateur curler. He writes in this story.
Oh, okay.
And basically what he says is that, quote, "It seems clear Kennedy violated the rules by touching the back of the rock after the nose had touched the hog line," which is like the hog line is like it's a funny term.
Yeah.
But like the hog line is like it's the point at which you can't, like, you have to release it.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
He continues, quote, "However, it's also likely that this had no impact on the result. The violation involves a fraction of an inch, and the hog line is 93 feet from the center of the target on the other side. Light double tapping of the rock before the hog line also seems to be fairly common, as there are now video edits purporting to show other teams, including Sweden, who are the accusers, notably, doing the same thing." So that's interesting, right?
So it is against the rules, like technically.
It is technically against the rules.
It's like kind of one of those things where it's.
So if he was doing that, kind of even like aside from like if it had an impact on it, if he was doing that, then that technically would be against the rules.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
But again, as far as I can tell right now, there's not been any kind of action on that.
Yeah. Okay.
But basically, man,
that'd be crazy.
Unexpected for there to be such a controversy.
I was shocked to hear there was a curling
in the world of curling.
Curling controversy.
Yeah.
I thought it was as straightforward as it gets. Not that I have a deep understanding of the sport. I really only played it on like the.
You played it?
Well, no. Hear me out.
Wait.
On the Mario and Sonic DS game.
Me too.
Winter Olympics DS game. And that game, that was hard. I was really bad at it. But that's my like only experience with curling.
Have you ever watched it though?
Clips. I've never actually sat down and watched a curling.
It's kind of entertaining. It is entertaining. And like they'll like I don't know why they do this. It's kind of like, have you ever, I mean, you've watched tennis, right?
Yes, yeah.
You know, like in tennis they're like loud for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like they do the same thing in curling where like they'll release the stone. You'd be like, I don't even know what they're saying.
Yeah, they're like yelling at each other. Yeah.
I don't like, And like, just to be clear, like I don't even know what the Americans are saying, and like it's another thing when like one of the other countries is like yelling. It's like then I really don't know what they're saying. It's just like loud guttural human noises. Like,
it's
when
like
the
the
stone
broom,
gets
right?
released.
They're like sweeping it.
Yeah, they're sweet. But no. What I don't really understand is it's not. And again, neither of us are curlers. And this is like, I don't mean to like be condescending to the curling community. I really respect what you do.
Yeah.
But
that being said,
I don't understand, like, why is the person that released the rock the one yelling? You've already done your job.
I think because
like, are they spotting?
I think they're spotting. They're like they're able to see like, oh, like, because like the other people are facing the wrong way, so they can't tell like what's behind them.
They're not facing the wrong
way.
Are
they not? Are they looking like this as
they're not looking back at the
they're looking at the stone. They're looking at the stone.
Yeah,
and
but
the person back there has a bird's eye view on the whole thing.
You know. Okay,
hear me out.
I'll give you that. I'm being a little too dismissive of the role of the pusher. Yeah. And another interesting thing, we're gonna end up spending a lot of time talking about curling today, but it's fine. Another interesting thing is that when I've been watching it, like specifically, because when you watch it here in America, they show the American teams as much as they can. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the American women's team in curling has been going pretty far. So there's been a lot of that coverage. Yeah. It's interesting. I feel like every time that they're throwing the rock or the stone, there's definitely a technical term for that. Yeah. And people I was about to say people are going to get angry, but I don't know.
The curling community is going to be outraged.
The curling community is going to be livid at this episode.
Well, that's the thing. You mentioned the stone at first. I was like, is that really the term they use? Like, I could totally see it being called the stone.
That is the thing. Like, the stones... This is like another sidetrack thing. The stones come from like a remote Scottish island. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So they're very like they're like they're made of granite and they're made in a very specific way, and it's really a fascinating thing. It really is. But yeah, what was I even talking about at first? Oh yeah. Every time the American women's team is throwing the stone, it's like the same two. It's a team of 4. Yeah. But only 2 of them are ever throwing the stone.
Oh, okay.
And meanwhile, I think one of the women on the team is actually like kind of local, or more local to me. I think she might be from Delaware County.
Oh, okay, wow.
And she is one of the ones that is always sweeping.
Oh, okay.
So it's interesting to me that they seemingly have like specialties on that.
Yeah. You're a professional sweeper.
Sweeper.
That isn't.
And I feel like the sweepers don't get nearly enough glory because I feel like they're honestly the ones.
They're the ones determining the game.
They're the ones determining the game.
Obviously, the throw. Like. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the camera is always on the thrower, but you're just chucking that thing, right?
Honestly, like
this is so disrespectful to the professional Olympic athletes. I can never do what they do.
Okay. No, like the thrower kind of just does the same thing every time. I have to imagine you're just throwing the stone. The sweepers are the ones really determining where that stone goes. Not
and the
completely
sweepers
disrespect the stone throwing.
And the sweepers get no airtime. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
No airtime.
None of the glory. Like what I'm saying. Like we get the close up like facial shots of like the stone throwers. I need drama shots, action shots of the sweepers.
And you know what it is? You don't know why though? It's because the ones that are pushing, they're the ones causing the controversy. They're the ones causing the real problems.
You do have to keep the cameras on those ones. That's true.
So maybe that's why you don't really hear many controversies from the curling sweeping community.
Yeah,
but who knows?
It's a very good point.
But we'll never know because they're missing it.
That's true.
But
this is great insight.
This is really great insight from the quadrupod.
But look, bottom line is, I'm a fan of curling. Like I have enjoyed watching.
You start watching it year round.
Not really, because the stakes are just so high in the Olympics. They're so high. I've enjoyed it the past 2 weeks. I'll say that.
But I know there was a few other.
Yeah. So I showed you the video, and I don't think you were aware prior, but a dog crossed the finish line for the cross country skiing event.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you would think with the Olympics, like that'd be such like a.
It's really funny because apparently it was a domesticated dog that lived with just his owner nearby.
And he just happened to.
And just got out and somehow found his way.
Dude, imagine
onto the Olympic
lose your
track.
Dog. And you you've been looking forever, you can't find him. You turn on the TV and you see him crossing the finish line.
Ooh,
that's not mine.
That's awkward. But I thought it was really funny seeing this for the first time because apparently the technical term is like it's a wolf dog.
Oh, okay.
But you saw the video, and we'll have a picture up here. It looks like just a wolf.
I actually. If I was cross country,
I'd be scared. I would be
scared.
But no, I mean, in the video, you can see that the dog is as friendly as can be, and he's just really excited to be there, which is it's super.
He was super happy about it.
Yeah, super. But yeah, the dog's name, and I love the name, but the dog's name is Nazgul.
Nazgul.
Or Nazgul. I don't. It's like
a
I don't know how to pronounce it.
An enemy orc.
It does. It's a good name, though.
It's
a good name, especially for a wolf dog. That is a really good name. Yeah.
Nazgul strikes fear in the heart of the Olympians.
So that was a really good moment there. Now, I should say, I said to you before we started recording that I wanted to talk about Penisgate.
Yeah.
So, upon doing more research, it's kind of uncertain if that is like a real thing.
Please elaborate on Penisgate. I'm not fully.
So, okay.
And for anyone watching,
I'll explain it just because it is funny. It's worth talking about. But I will preface it with like I looked into it prior to recording. It's uncertain to me reading everything if this is actually a thing, because basically. But okay, starting from the beginning, there's reporting coming out that male ski jumpers were basically doing illegal penis injections. That's great content for the out of context trailer. But there was reporting happening that male ski jumpers were injecting their penises to make them larger. Because, like, stay with me here.
I'm locked in.
When they get fitted for the skin tight suits that they wear, if their member was larger, then that is more mesh on the suit.
Okay.
So it's like more surface area on the suit.
Okay.
And think about it, right? Like think about how a wingsuit works. A wingsuit works because it's like
the flaps. If like
the flaps. Yeah, it's like the wind goes under the flaps and you fly.
Yeah.
So the thing is that they were doing this because they wanted spare material on their suits so that it would function as a sail.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And it would keep them in the air longer.
Is that so? But this isn't completely backed by science, or
well, that I don't even know. I'm not even sure. But the reason that I say to take this with maybe a grain of salt is because the regulatory body for skiing, ESPN reported on this. The regulatory body for skiing dismissed it as a, quote, wild rumor. And basically, there's been nothing to confirm this. They said, so this is coming from...
Would it really be cheating?
I mean, it would be if they were really doing it.
But it's in a sense of like... I guess.
So here's the thing. I'll just read this kind of verbatim.
Yeah.
So a report from the German tabloid Bild last month, so it's a tabloid too. Oh. So that's another thing. Suggested some ski jumpers were injecting
what a claim to make. So
I mean, look, as far as like fake news goes, like that's pretty good.
Imagine you're
like
that's imagine you're the editor on your desk, you look and you just see that the writer's call. And the top story is a story about ski jumpers injecting stuff into their penis.
As the editor-in-chief of this publication,
what would you do?
That would get sent out immediately. No further questions asked.
On my desk by the end of the day.
So ESPN says that a report by the German tabloid Bild last month suggested some ski jumpers were injecting hyaluronic acid in their genitals or wearing a condom-like sheath before undergoing rigorous checks on ski suit sizing. The newspaper said the manipulation would justify wearing a larger ski jumping suit that could provide more lift and a longer flight to capture medals. And this is, by the way, I should have said this before, because I don't know if it's like how they score ski jumping entirely, but I think most of it is like how long you can jump, like the distance.
Yeah, it's a distance. Yeah.
So that's why it would benefit to like have more airtime as you go further. Yeah. The report gained international attention this week after the World Anti-Doping Agency officials in Milan for the 2026 Winter Olympics suggested they were ready to investigate the matter if it was doping related. However, the International Ski Federation, FIS, the governing body for ski jumping, on Friday, rejected the claims made in the report. They said, quote, this wild rumor started off a few weeks ago from pure hearsay. There has never been any indication, let alone evidence, that any competitor has ever made use of hyaluronic acid injection to attempt to gain a competitive advantage. Look, so that's why I said take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, honestly.
Still worth mentioning because I think it's pretty fucking funny.
I mean,
but
if I'm a ski jumper and it's like, man, I really want to get this gold, like, what's the way to do it? And some guy's like, hey, You know how to do it? Put this acid in your penis. It's like, I don't know if I would trust that guy at all, to be honest with you.
What if it was a trusted, like, what if I said that to you? Like, because you trust me.
Oh, that's a good point.
What if I pulled you aside and said, Sam, like, the Olympics, they only come around every 4 years. Who knows if you're even going to be back on this stage ever? We can get you a little bit of an advantage, but all you got to do
is put a little acid in my penis.
Yeah.
That's kind of tough because I do trust you.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah. I mean, I know that you do, but do you trust me that much? That's the question.
Man, I don't know. That's like my whole career. Because think if I get caught doing that, I'd be cooked. Because that not only would be so embarrassing.
Because like
doing all that,
if you do that and you get caught forever onward in the ski jumping community, you're gonna be known as the penis
honestly,
guy.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because it'd be by an inch, not the penis. I'm talking about this to jump.
That was good. That was good.
That was good. If I meant that would be good. But like I can imagine you're not gonna get that much more airtime. Like I mean, look, not that I know much about
these events. These events are decided by inches, like you said.
Right.
So it's
I guess you're right.
Look, everybody. It's just something to think about.
You know what? If I'm good enough to make it to the Olympics, though, then I don't need to do all that stuff with my penis. I can just do it.
True. True. But look, it's a question worth asking. Would you tamper with your genitals for a chance at Olympic gold?
Put it in the comments below if you tamper with
Put
your
it
penis.
in the comments below if you would tamper with your genitals for the chance at Olympic gold.
For a chance of a gold.
Let us know in the comment section down below. And let us know specifically what you would do.
Okay, more specifically, what would you do if either me or Carlo came up to you with acid injections?
Because you guys trust at this point.
At this point, if you're this far,
and we wouldn't steer you wrong.
We would not.
Especially when it comes to.
Well, speaking of genitals in the Olympics, did you see the Olympics use the Olympians use 10,000 condoms or something like that?
They ran out of condoms.
They ran out of condoms. Yeah. I believe it was 10,000.
Pretty early on too.
Pretty early on. Like I get it. It must be stressful, but goddamn. Seriously, Jesus. I actually don't know how many Olympians. Is that what they're referred to as Olympians?
There's going to be a lot of babies with dual citizenship born in about 9 months.
I actually want to know the stats. Yeah, after this. Well, they're Olympian condoms. They got to be pretty good.
Do you think they're making them like special for?
Well, I can imagine they're only getting top tier condoms at the Olympians. I doubt they're like throwing anything in a package and giving it to these world class athletes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they're not going to be like dollar store.
I guess you're right, but also think about it. If they're getting condoms in bulk,
maybe they are cheaping out. Is that what you're saying? Maybe they are. That's true.
That's a whole different scandal.
There's a lot.
In 9 months, we'll come back.
We'll know in 9 months. We'll know in 9 months. Yeah.
But
there's a lot of penis talk today.
A lot of penis talk. But then
more than usual.
More than usual. There's normally a good amount. But what was it? When did the Olympics end? You said.
Soon, so, yeah. Right? So by the time you're watching this episode, the Olympics will be over, which is unfortunate because I really enjoyed them.
I think Norway's set to if you're going by country to win it. I think
Norway's on track to win it currently.
I think the United States is.
I think they probably do. They have two? I saw.
The United States is in second place, I believe.
Yeah, they're in second place currently, and I wouldn't say specifically as of right now because there's still a few days left.
Yeah. There's still a lot to be determined, but it looks like Norway's good to win.
But I will say this: I'll leave the Olympics discussion on this. I had watched kind of a YouTube video the other day, which was really interesting.
Yeah,
and it kind of spoke to thoughts that I had already, where in the United States, and again, I love the Olympics; they're a great time. But when you're watching the Olympics, when you're watching the American athletes, I feel like 9 times out of 10 they're from Colorado, California. There's I saw a few from Wyoming. And there's for a few reasons, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, winter sports are in the mountainous regions of the country. They're going to be most popular there. But also, winter sports. Have you ever been snowboarding or skiing?
I've snowboarded a few times.
So I don't know if you had any conception of this because I'm maybe you weren't paying for yourself. No. But it's inexpensive.
It's expensive,
yeah. It is,
yeah. When I was getting on, I joined the ski and snowboard club in 7th grade, and me and my dad would go to all the sales that because we lived near a ski resort that would they would always do sales every so often when the winter season was about to start, and we like would go there and try to find the cheapest stuff because it was expensive. Like it's not a cheap sport at all.
Like the equipment is expensive, and like just to go to like a resort is expensive as hell.
Yeah, and that's why I've never understood like taking like a little kid skiing or snowboarding, because not only they grow out of stuff so fast.
Yeah,
like however much you spend is gonna be within 2 years obsolete.
Yeah,
or a year, honestly.
And so the reason I bring that up is because, like, in the United States, at least for the United States of America, like our Winter Olympians, like if you look at like their parents, they're kind of all rich kids, and I don't say that to take away from anybody.
No, yeah.
But it's like you're not gonna be an Olympic skier and you come from like, you know, kind of like a lower middle class family. It's just not really something that's gonna happen.
It is. You are right though, in a sense of like it is a lot, and these are all like very expensive sport. I can't imagine curling not only is it a hard sport probably to get into, I gotta imagine it's a little expensive.
That is an interesting. I have no idea. That's worth looking into.
Well, think about it. Like, I gotta imagine like just say like, oh, I want to get my kid into curling. Like, I gotta imagine curling.
A thought that I don't think anybody's ever had, but sure.
Like curling lessons, that's gotta be expensive.
Curling lessons implies that they're curling teachers.
There's got to be a curling teacher.
I mean, look, there has to be. I don't know where though. I don't know where.
But think about it. It's such a niche sport. It's got to be expensive. Therefore, if anyone wants to learn curling, you gotta have the bucks for it.
They have like the special shoes. You see like the shoes they wear where it's like there's shoes that like they like slide on the ice.
Oh, it's not like skates.
They slide on the No, they're not skates though. Oh. They're flat. Basically, if I could have a pair of shoes like that, I'd be sliding around campus all winter.
Rolly,
because that
wheelies.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit like that. But they're like flat, and I'm assuming it's like some sort of metal on the bottom. I don't know, but they're really cool.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I ordered a pair.
But basically, yeah, like I basically gonna say that to say that like skiing and snowboarding and shit like that in the United States of America is way too expensive. And if we actually want to start winning the Winter Olympics, something needs to be done.
Something needs to be done about this.
Yeah, but I'm not going to soapbox about that for too long.
Yeah.
I know that you actually had something, and this is kind of a hard pivot away from...
a little harder of a pivot.
Hard pivot away from the genitalia talk, but what do you have for us today, Sam?
A little surprise. No, I'm kidding. I wish
What kind of surprise?
Cut the cameras. Give it. But yeah, so going back to like more like news, as we typically do, since as much as I love the Olympian talk, Donald Trump, everybody, you remember him?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
I think he's our president. I haven't really caught it catching up, though. He recently, this is coming from the Financial Times. This is a article from Abigail Hauslahner. I might be butchering that. I'm sorry. But the headline is, Donald Trump announces $10 billion commitment to Board of Peace at inaugural meeting. And that's a lot of money. I don't know.
It's a lot of money. And the Board of Peace,
we covered that a little bit ago.
We covered it a little bit. Does it say anything in that article? Like, who is currently a member of the Board of Peace?
So I believe it said, it doesn't say who's on it, but it mentions more about like because they talk a lot about Gaza in this article mostly. Yeah. And I'll get to that. But here's a little quote from the article. Donald Trump on Thursday, which is the 19th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. On Thursday, said the U.S. would commit $10 billion to the Board of Peace as he inaugurated the controversial body at a meeting where many traditional U.S. allies were absent. The U.S. president also claimed that Kazakhstan, which...
that's perfect.
The United Arab Emirates, Morocco, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, a few other countries had committed $7 million more for Gaza relief. And the actual quote here from Trump himself is, I want to thank every nation that helped us achieve this monumental breakthrough, saving countless lives and really bringing peace and bringing the concept of peace. We have peace in the Middle East. The war in Gaza is over. And so
that all sounds right to me.
So here, I read that quote and I was like, that's an interesting claim that the war in Gaza is over. So I looked at a BBC article released 24 hours ago, which would be the Wednesday, the 18th. Mm-hmm. And the quote is from the BBC. The headline is that Hamas is reasserting control in Gaza despite its heavy losses fighting Israel. So I don't think that the war in Gaza is quite over.
No, I mean, I feel like we all would have heard about that.
Yeah, just in case you were believing Trump for a second.
And just something that you mentioned when you were going through the list of countries, and I'm sure that that's not exhaustive, mm-hmm. but just the few that it listed. Having Saudi Arabia on the Board of Peace is pretty funny. That's like, if it weren't real life, that would be great irony. It'd be really good. It'd be really good. Because Saudi Arabia, for those of you not familiar, not the best place to be if you're like most people.
Yeah, if you're like,
it's one of those places where like if you belong to the kind of a multitude of different identity groups, it's probably not going to be a place you can have a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, but it doesn't end then though, because joined with a few other countries, the Trump administration, this quote, played a promotional video produced by football's governing body FIFA that proclaimed a quote new dawn for Gaza. So I'm glad that the soccer, I don't know, soccer, football governing body FIFA has a lot to do with Gaza right now.
Is there more to that, or is my confusion justified?
The video featured AI-generated images of green parks, futuristic high-rises, and residences with glass balconies. The leaders of Canada, the UK, Australia, and France did not attend.
Okay.
So I just don't understand. Like, there's just a lot happening here, and not a lot of it makes a lot of sense. And of course, it was AI-generated. Also, like, I haven't watched the video. I honestly don't want to because it's probably so offensively, like, just I don't even know what's. Like, it's so ignorant.
There's a lot
what's happening in Gaza right now.
There's a lot, as with most things with the current administration. There's a lot to unpack here. The first thing that comes to my mind. Okay, so who was? Can you reread the thing? Who was not there? You said it was like the UK and France and
the leaders of Canada, the UK, Australia, and France did not attend.
Okay, can you maybe go back up a little bit? Who were the countries that you said like helped to commit the money to the?
So. Kazakhstan, the United Arab Emirates, Morocco, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, Kuwait, and Azerbaijan. Is that how you say it?
Azerbaijan. Okay, so the first thing that comes to my mind, it's like in high school when like you have like a week-long beef with like your main friend group.
Yeah,
and like you try and make them jealous by going with like the people that you're not really friends with, but like you hang out with them a little bit to make them jealous. And this is no disrespect to any of the countries like listed in the first list, but for the United States of America, you don't necessarily like the first countries that come to mind. You think of core partners and important allies, not really like Uzbekistan and Bahrain.
Yeah, no, these are not countries.
It's probably going to be an issue if you're leaving out. Could you just list again the countries that weren't there?
The countries. Let me find it here because I just found another quote that's good. The leaders of Canada, the UK, Australia, and France did not attend.
Yeah.
And quote from Trump here. I'm seeing this about the whole FIFA thing. He said, "FIFA will be there's a direct quote. FIFA will be helping to raise a total of $75 million for projects in Gaza, and I think they're soccer related." Like. Okay, not only should he just know what they're doing, but why are we focusing on this? Yeah, I know the soccer in Gaza probably really has taken a big hit, and I'm glad FIFA is really, really focusing on that and not
because that's probably the first priority, right?
Yeah, not the genocide. No, yeah, the soccer, but football. My bad, but. I don't know.
We're insulting a whole lot of, the curling community is going to be after us. Maybe even the ski jumping community.
Hey, I respect all the sports, respect all the players. Unless you disagree with it.
That dude, FIFA, that's crazy. That's exciting to hear that FIFA is going to rebuild Gaza.
Mm-hmm. Well, the war in Gaza is over,
and they well, that's true. That's I think these are really exciting times.
And soon, like I said, the quote, there's going to be green parks, futuristic high-rises, and residences with glass balconies.
Do we think Taco Bell's going to rebuild Ukraine once that war's over? Or wait, you know what? It probably is actually already over.
Yeah, it probably ended a little bit ago.
It probably ended like
it was supposed to end like day one of Trump's administration, right? So
and fundamentally it did is what we need to understand.
Fundamentally
it did because I think for like at least 6 months now, Donald Trump has been going everywhere and saying that he's ended like 7 wars.
Yeah. I love that too because I remember when he first said that, wasn't there like world leaders like making fun of him? Like they were all laughing. Yeah. But I mean, make it 8.
Make it 8.
Make it 8.
Make it 8.
Okay, make it 12. Like seriously, at this point.
Maybe he can come in and mediate the curling controversy, and he can bump that up to like 13.
Yeah. But like solve all these wars in other countries. But yeah, whatever's going on in America, who cares, right?
As long
Minnesota. Who even knows what's going on over there?
as long as we can bring the beautiful sport of football/soccer to Gaza, because that is the number one thing.
That is honestly the big problem.
That is the number one thing that everybody there needs right now.
I'm glad we're highlighting that right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And $75 million, like, that'll probably do it.
That will probably solve a lot of. I mean, there's there's the $7 billion going to Gaza, so that will go to Gaza. But then the $75 million, that's
courtesy of the Saudis and Uzbekistan
and all those other countries. But
yeah,
I thought I would bring that up because there's a lot going on there, and yeah, I don't know if you want to touch on Iran at all,
Iran,
because that's another big thing happening right now.
That's the thing is. We can mention it.
I think
so. So tell us what you know about it. And the only reason that I was a bit hesitant when Sam said it initially just then is things like this move very quickly, and the turnaround for the podcast is like a couple of days. So, but it's worth mentioning. So what's going on with that right now?
Here's the quote about it: is that the meeting comes as the president is amassing the largest military buildup in the Middle East since the 2003 U.S. invasion of Iraq and threatening strikes on Iran in an attempt to push Tehran. To make concessions on its nuclear program, its ballistic missiles, and its support for regional militant groups. If Iran failed to make a deal, quote from Donald Trump here, bad things will happen. That's about all we got from Trump on this point.
And let's remember too, because it's easy to forget. Because the past, how long has it been? He's been in office for 13 months now, I guess.
Yeah.
The past 13 months have been like 13 years. So
it honestly has never.
So it's easy. It's easy to forget this. But do you recall back in July we did bomb Iran back in July?
That's right.
You remember that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Which obviously we did not cover because that's summer break. And we were doing important things. But the peace president though is the important thing to remember.
The peace president.
This is all in service of peace and prosperity. On the international stage and putting America first. That's what it's all about.
To think that I'm like pretty certain that this, the same day at least of the Board of Peace meeting, he is talking about bad things happening in Iran, and we can only assume that means more missile strikes.
We've already come to kind of the agreement here that the Board of Peace is basically just like the Sinister Six.
Yeah. I guess this one is probably more confident now, but
because we had Legion talked about because when we first talked about this like about a month ago, it was so do you remember that Canada was personally disinvited?
That's right. Yeah,
from the Board of Peace. He went on Truth Social and he personally disinvited Canada from the Board of Peace, which pretty important American ally. If you're unfamiliar, if you're unfamiliar, Canada is the country that sits north of us.
Yeah.
So,
pretty close.
Pretty close. Pretty close diplomatically too, but not only did he this is the best part. Not only did he personally disinvite Canada, but Vladimir Putin actually received a warm invitation to the Board of Peace.
And I'm pretty sure Israel was invited.
I think they were. But, yeah.
But Benjamin Netanyahu couldn't come
because he was going to get arrested.
Because he was going to get arrested.
Yeah. So, and again, I said it before, I'll say it again. If you are inviting people to your Board of Peace that cannot leave their home country because they will get arrested. Not a good sign.
Maybe don't invite them. Maybe pass that invite. Yeah. Maybe just be like, I got lost in the mail, Ben. I don't know what to tell you, but.
So the Board of Peace, I'm sure it's going to continue doing great things. Great, wonderful things. But yeah, the Iran situation, goodness.
It's really ongoing. I know he said as of like today that like they have like Iran has like 10 days to kind of figure out a deal, and so of course that's like after this episode will drop and stuff like that, but like I guess we'll see because it's kind of ongoing, so I mean who knows what's gonna happen in the next 3 days by the time this like uploads, so don't want to get too much into it. But
meanwhile, I guess Marco Rubio is still the shadow president of Venezuela, by the way. I mean that's kind of just still happening.
Shadow president.
That's something that's just kind of still happening.
I think you'll be the first person to ever say that sentence. Marco Rubio is the shadow president of Venezuela.
I wouldn't put too much money on that in the year 2026. I feel like things are just
But yeah, so but I guess I stay informed on the whole Iran situation because it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna end anytime soon. It's kind of new and upcoming, I guess, in a sense. But
well, I guess he's kind of his toddler's kind of what's it called, like attention span has kind of shifted away from Greenland, it would seem.
Yeah, honestly, I think you're right. I think You know, I mean, if you ask him, probably he's still working on it. But
do we all remember, by the way, when they flew JD Vance out to Greenland and he didn't have gloves or a hat because like he thought he wasn't gonna need them?
No,
or
he
something?
said no one told him. I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, nobody
every
told him.
time that Greenland got brought up, I would think back to that because that was so funny. No one told me. We remember thinking that he thought like the Iceland was the actual ice one. And
yeah. It's like I think it's like a Shane Gillis bit.
Yeah.
I
know. Yeah. So before we end it off, we got one last thing for you, and that's with James Tallarico.
Is that how you say it?
Tallarico, right?
I thought okay. I thought it might have been. I thought it might have been Tallarico, but is it Tallarico?
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I looked behind the camera at Connor because we just had a class about it earlier today, and he gave me the. That's how Stephen Colbert says it in the interview. He says James Tallarico.
Tallarico. Okay. So yeah. So if you're unfamiliar, basically, well, I'll let you explain it because you're the expert.
All right. Basically, Stephen Colbert tried to do an interview with James Tallarico, who is the he's part of the Democratic House in Texas, I believe, right?
Yes, and so he's currently running for. The election's in the primary stage.
Yes.
So he's running in the Democratic primary to be the Democratic Senate candidate.
He's in the Senate
for
candidate.
Texas. I probably explained that in a way that's not at all.
He's running to be in Senate.
Yes.
Democratic spot.
Very basically.
And but CBS told him no, that he couldn't do it. He couldn't do this interview with James Tallarico.
It had already been taped though, right?
No, it was after. They told him no, and then they did an interview. I believe he did an interview with him that only got posted on YouTube because CBS, the parent company of the Colbert Show, said no because of worries about the FCC and the what is it called, the equal time rule, which is kind of weird because it only goes for like broadcast news and radio most of the time. And the idea is that like if you bring on James Tallarico, you have to bring on all of the other candidates in whatever thing he's running for.
But the weird thing with that, like you said, is like Stephen Colbert's show it's a talk show.
So
it's not.
That was the thing is that so like late night's never been a rule on that except for the whoever runs the FCC right now, I forget his name.
Brendan Carr, I think.
Brendan Carr talked about it earlier last year about doing it for late night shows as well. And his whole thing was like, well, if they want to do it, they should just move to streaming. And it's like, really good idea as the leader of the FCC to be like, no, yeah, just go off broadcast. Like, oh yeah, just the thing I'm running, yeah, just get off of it. Like, but yeah, late night's been exempt from that. It's not a thing up until right now. And Colbert makes it pretty clear that he thinks it's because of Trump trying to silence people, which...
Look, it's ludicrous because nobody is going, or at least you shouldn't be if you are, but nobody's going to late night talk shows as like, this is my news source.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's fine. Like no matter like who you're tuning into, it's probably because like, oh, you know, I like this guy, you know, he thinks these things, he has these sets of beliefs, and you know, he'll probably have a certain kind of level of guests on.
Yeah.
Like Stephen Colbert is not going to have like, you know, like Nick Fuentes on his show. Yeah. Like,
well, and yet again, it's another blunder by the Trump administration because they brought way more attention to it by stepping in. Like I said, James Tallarico, if Stephen Colbert did an interview with James Tallarico, I doubt maybe I would ever even heard of it. Like seriously, like just because I'm not really tuned into Stephen Colbert nor Texas politics, but
they pulled a Kimmel. Did the same thing.
And yeah, everything with Colbert and Kimmel, like you would not even be really talking about either of those names right now if it not for the Trump administration making a big deal out of it. Which again, maybe it's their.
It's just, I said it before. It's just stupid. I think this is a prime example of like the people that are in the administration are just not intelligent people, because they would understand if they had any level of like wherewithal about the situation. They would understand that like, oh, like stepping in and like canceling this. And again, like I feel like the language specifically is like it's kind of like implied that they did it. It's like not fully proven.
CBS did deny it, I believe.
That's what I'm saying is like CBS will deny it, but it's like I think the general sentiment from what I've read is that the FCC was kind of leaning on CBS to be like, hey, you know,
that is kind of the idea here.
Don't hear that.
Also because there's a whole thing about Paramount and Skydance and all this and that.
Yeah.
I don't like it goes so deep rooted into other things with the FCC because Paramount and Skydance want to do a merger, but they need FCC's approval, and so they don't want to get on the bad side of FCC. But then again, the FCC is corrupt.
And again, like the obvious reason I say that it's just not a smart move is like like for them, it's not a smart move, because if you're the Trump administration and you want James Tallarico getting as little press as possible, you just let the thing air.
Exactly.
Because like you said, like I'm not tuned into Stephen Colbert. I think he's a funny guy. Whenever I see clips from his show, I always find it entertaining. But I'm not watching Colbert on a nightly basis.
Yeah, not only that, but it still got posted to YouTube. The interview is still out there on YouTube now, and it probably has, I have to imagine, double the amount of views it ever would have gotten if it just aired on Colbert.
I'll check right now.
And not only that, I don't know the exact number. I'm pretty sure it's like James Tallarico like raised $2.3 million after that for the campaign, I believe. Like that's I mean, like I said, I mean, if they just had not stepped in at all, no one would be talking about James Tallarico right now, unless something crazy happened. Which interview.
James Tallarico has been gaining a lot of popularity.
I guess, yeah.
But that's probably what led them to do this in the first place. But now he's even more popular than he was before.
Like, possible way I can see this looking good for the Trump, not looking good, but like as any way of a gain for the Trump administration is that it's a distraction from the Epstein files or other terrible things.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, they could see like, oh, okay, if we do this one small bad thing, it'll distract from the other big bad thing we did earlier.
So to answer kind of the question not question, but the video on YouTube is currently sitting at almost 8 million views.
I don't know how many people watch the Colbert Show, the late night, but I cannot.
So that is absolutely millions of more eyes on this man, James Tallarico, than would have been on him otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just it's dumb. It's stupid. Like, not only is it like the same classic, like, yes, like it's you lament it because it's like it's an authoritarian move, and it like is just not something that the government should ever be doing, to like step in and like telling like broadcasters what they can and can't broadcast.
Any other president did this wholly.
Exactly. But like, it's just stupid. It's not a smart thing. It's not, because like you said, he raised millions of dollars, and millions of more eyes are on this man that were not before.
Yeah. Now, if you go around, people who aren't in Texas will like probably have a better idea of who James Tallarico is. Like, even if you didn't want, think about it, 8 million people watched the video. Tens of millions more know James Tallarico's name now because of all this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it continuously happens where the Trump administration does stuff like this, and I guess they just want people. Like I said, I think it's the idea of like, if they're talking about this, they're not talking about that thing, and it's like it'll come back up. The Epstein files are still, everything with the Epstein files is still going on right now, and there is a lot with that. But it's such and I guess we would talk about it, but it's so ongoing. Like, there was 3 million documents that came out. Like, I know former Prince Andrew got arrested. It seems like I think you said
he was released.
He was released as of now.
As of now, on
Thursday the 19th. Like, it's by the time this airs, a lot might be different, but still there's so much going on with that. It's kind of tough to really talk about it in depth until something maybe huge comes out.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, my impression of James Tallarico, because I've kind of been familiar with him for a little bit now, just because I'm a political science major, and I think that stuff is kind of interesting. I'm a little dork, so don't mind me. But James Tallarico, I think, is a really great politician from what I see. And I say politician in terms of just like, I think he's really great at communicating his message. Yeah. Like, he speaks very eloquently, but also clearly in like all the town halls that he hosts and everything. Yeah. And, you know, it's another classic situation of like, I'm a big fan of it. Like, because I remember we talked about Zohran Mamdani a lot during his election, but he doesn't really have anything to do with us. He was the mayor of New York.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you know, James Tallarico is another one of those guys where I'm a big fan of his, even though he's all the way over in Texas.
And same with Mamdani. Like, Mamdani, it was Mamdani winning was more than just a big thing for New York. I feel like it was a big thing for Democrats.
It was definitely a national thing.
It was national.
And to your point, I don't know. I don't mean to steal your thunder if this is where you were going already, but it would be a huge national thing if James Tallarico, a Democrat, can win a Senate seat in Texas. That would be
insane.
And the thing is with that is, and I don't want to project too far out. I don't want to get too high on the hopium. But if that's something that happens, like if James Tallarico wins a Senate seat in Texas, you would have to think that that means that Democrats are sweeping everywhere else.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like you said, Trump's approval ratings have never been lower. Like, it's important to note that. And I think it's important we keep noting that, because I feel like if you talk to anytime Trump's approval ratings are mentioned, they're the highest they've ever been. Which, I just look at the numbers. That's not true, but
the polling that like he'll talk about and like his administration talks about is like it's generally the type of shit that like North Korea does.
Yeah,
because like they'll have elections in North Korea where it's like the Grand Marshal Kim Jong-un has won 98% of the vote, and like when they put out when Donald Trump is talking about it and like Caroline Leavitt and whoever else is like they're like the president's approval ratings are 88%, like.
And then they'll talk about how bad like Colbert and Kimmel's ratings are. Like, really? You're one to talk right now. But I think in
terms of content and substantive stuff, that's over. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. We had a jump in viewership for one of our more recent episodes. And
for two of them, honestly. Like one obviously one was bigger than the other, but it was kind of crazy. I think that's why we're a little more talking about the comments and stuff like that, because we got some comments, and that's huge. I mean, like, that's a lot.
We're engagement farming, guys.
You're gonna see the thumbnail like shock, like but
you've been clickbaited if you're watching still.
Yeah,
you've been clickbaited.
If you're this far and found out you've been clickbaited,
it'll get sexual eventually, as promised.
It already was like halfway through.
It actually was a little bit, yeah.
But I want to take some time to thank you for all the views. It's been, I mean, it was super exciting to see all that.
Super cool.
Literally, like, you don't know what it was like to go on the channel just to see, and seeing over 100 was still really. I was really happy to see, and for everyone who commented, thank you so much. And I hope it continues. I mean, it was really. Look,
we have a great time doing this regardless. So
of course,
even if like 2 people watch the next one, we're gonna keep on moving.
Yeah, we're doing it just for you.
Great stuff. Yeah, we're doing this for.
So thank you for those who did watch, and for those who continue to watch. It means a lot.
If you've made it this far, you probably care enough to know that we're going to Applebee's tonight.
Yes, it is half apps tonight, as this is
every night.
Now
what we're really hoping for is that it's Dollaritas.
Yes.
Because if it's half apps and Dollaritas, oh my goodness,
it's gonna be Uber.
It's gonna be a crazy night. Yeah, it's gonna be an Uber home type night.
Have you had half apps before?
No, I haven't.
So we're popping.
You're gonna take my half apps virginity.
Half apps cherry, yeah. And that is super exciting for me, because I used to go literally like every weekend.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I was looking at the menu a little bit the other day. I was kind of like pre-planning what I'm gonna get. I feel like since it's half off, my logic is since it's half off, I'm gonna get 2.
Yeah, that's
because then you're getting like for the 2 for the price of 1.
Put that in the comments where you get Applebee's half apps at 9 o'clock every night.
Also, and this is what we'll leave off on. But again, if you're still here, you're probably pretty entertained, I would think. You're probably
I have to imagine,
or you're asleep. Either way.
I would be honored. I would be honored if someone put on the quad pod to fall asleep.
I would. I really no.
Yeah,
actually,
they're listening to our soothing
you're
voices.
totally right. So maybe
they wake up and just hear injecting into your penis.
You know, if you're sleeping to the quad pod, maybe you're having dreams of penis injections and Kazakhstan
and
boiled horse
and Trump
and all of these things go together very well.
And the nice, beautiful vistas of Gaza.
Which we'll soon have. Which will soon have football/soccer.
Football, yeah.
American football.
No,
not American football.
Not American football.
American soccer. Wait, no. I don't know what I'm talking
about. It's gonna be American weather.
American soccer is soccer.
It's soccer.
But then football.
American football is American football, but I don't think there is such thing.
Comment down below if you're watching internationally. Comment down below if you call soccer football. Anyways, I've been applying to some jobs recently, and I want feedback in the comment section.
That's right. This is the real question you got to
answer.
So
the first thing I will say is that if you're watching this and you're in a position to grant employment, I am graduating in May. I have a pretty decent resume, I think. I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna graduate magna cum laude, which is pretty good. I have like I said, I have pretty extensive experience. I can send you my resume. Reach out in the comment section down below. I'm looking for a job.
Anything.
I've been applying anything. Yeah, I've been applying on Indeed, and I want to run by you guys since you're still here, awake or asleep. I've applied to some jobs in Oregon, California, specifically like Portland, Oregon, Los Angeles, California, Denver, Colorado, Salt Lake City, Utah, Reno, Nevada, Missoula, Montana. And I did one in Philadelphia, PA, just as like a safety, because like I'm gonna get that one pretty much. Now that being said, if you can hire me, still reach out. But look, if there is a place, and I will do this, I'm not even kidding. If you put in the comment section down below a place where I should apply for a job,
any city
in the United States of America, or internationally, even, I'll try and find a way. I don't know. As far as I know, I think Indeed is like United States only, but if I know,
he's a limited knowledge of the Spanish language. So
I do. I'm semi-bilingual, semi-bilingual, a little bit.
So take that into account.
Take that into account. And again, if you want the full resume, I will send it to you. Reach out in the comment section down below. Regardless, if you want to leave in the comment section a city in the United States of America or worldwide that I should apply to jobs in, I will do that, and I will show proof next episode.
I was saying next episode we'll show exactly where he applied.
That is a promise. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding a little bit.
He's not. This is serious.
This is serious.
He's not joking.
I'm not joking at all. So that will happen if you want to put it down in the comment section down below. Bear that in mind.
On that note, thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
I really hope you enjoyed.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah. And we'll be back next week, hopefully, with the new job spot for this guy over here.
Hopefully.
But yes, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.
Yes, thank you all so much. Thank you. Goodbye.